Looks like North Carolina's doing their best Steph Curry impression. I hope you guys are ready because this is about to be a long season. Let's go.
You don't want none.
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Hopefully you are all doing well today. North Carolina loses 34-24 at home for the very first time ever to the Pittsburgh Panthers. I don't know what else to say about this game outside of things that we've been talking about over the last, now 3 weeks. This is a game that came down simply to who wanted it more. Who wanted it more? Who was more disciplined in certain key situations? A lot of fourth down plays that weren't converted early on for North Carolina. A couple of times they could have kicked the field goal. They did not. Didn't do that. North Carolina also could not seem to get any type of pass rush on a ACC team that had the most sacks allowed on the season, 15 coming into this game. Didn't give up one today, so they stay with 15 going into next week. And could not seem to cover the middle, had a hard time covering this one little running back who just seemingly would just kick out into the flat and pick up 15, 20 yards every time he did. I think he ended the day with 150 some odd yard receiving. I think he was their leading receiver for the day. It just couldn't get stops on key third downs. The heart was not there. The offense could not get going at all. It felt like they were playing way too, like the play calls were being way too conservative to not lose the game, but really kicking yourself in the end and not being able to get the ball down the field early in the game to go out and score. This was a game that just tells you where this Carolina team is culture-wise and everything. It's the fans were not there. This is the projection of North Carolina football right now. And the whole world knows it. The ACC knows it. And Carolina, even though did show some fight, it was a 10-point loss, seemingly could not get out of their own way in order to try and win this game today. Credit to Pitt, man. That Pitt's got a good football team over there. We knew that. We knew the offense was going to be good over there, and they showed it, man. We helped them out in a lot of key situations by just not covering guys, but that's the way it is. Total today, I think North Carolina ended the day giving up a total of 520 yards of total offense. And also, Carolina held the time of possession. They had 30 minutes and 41 seconds. They're 29 minutes and 19 seconds. Still could not playing Pitt brand of football and could not get the win. Couldn't do it. What's there left to say at this point, man? What's there left to say? A lot of things that hurt Carolina is they were first holding them on third downs. They did a good job early in the game of holding them on third downs, but then they ended the day with 9 of 16 on third downs. We ended 5 of 15 on third downs, and we went 2 of 6 on fourth downs. 2 of 6 on fourth downs. That's not good, man. We tried to play aggressive to a degree, but when you're in the red zone, you might just want to go ahead and kick that field goal. Sometimes you would. And there was a couple of times. There was at least one that I thought that they should have kicked the field goal. And the one in the second half when they were down there in the red zone, they absolutely could have kicked that field goal. That Amari Hampton was so close to getting the first down, but did it. And I think he bumped off of, I don't know if it was Banfield or who it was, but Carolina is in a situation right now that I don't know that they're going to bounce back from. And you see, once again, and Kevin Hester even mentioned this in his press conference this past week, where he talked about somebody asked him about, when you guys, make a good play, you're excited. When you give a play, does it affect you? And he was like, well, yeah, it does affect us pretty bad. I'm like, that's not a good sign. And we saw that so much here today. Carolina just needed to get so many stops on third down. Third and favorable, they couldn't get off the field. Couldn't do it. on the flip side, the offense would be put in good situations, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, could not get off and get that first down, could not move the ball, could not move the chains. They really fell in love with the screen pass, which didn't work until later on when Nate McCollum started catching those passes. Then he started to make some gains off of those passes. Once again, missing throws downfield, overthrowing guys, Bryson Nesbitt being one of them. And it just overall was a day that shows you how close and how far North Carolina is from being a pretty good ACC team. The culture of this team, in my opinion, is reflecting of what we're seeing on the field now. And it's all catching up with Carolina. And now it's just stacking on top of it. Day in and day out and day in and day out. This is what we're seeing. And this is the Carolina team that we have. You know, I don't think anymore we can say, oh, if Carolina just gets this, that, and the fourth. No, this is the Carolina team that we have. And it has some bright spots at moments. This is a team, in my opinion, in North Carolina, that when it's facing somewhat comparable talent, if not a little bit better, I believe this is going to be a football team that goes forward, may being able to be competitive in games. The games won't be blowouts, but they'll ultimately be losses. I don't know if this team can beat many people left on the schedule. I don't. This is where we are with North Carolina football. This is what it is. Missed tackles, missed assignments. Again, on defense, it's a cultural issue. This is just a cultural issue at this point in time. I think we can just call it what it is. It's just a daggum cultural issue that we have here. Pitt came in and manhandled the offensive line, or manhandled the defensive line if they wanted to. And credit to our offensive line. Our offensive line, in my opinion, outside of like right there towards the end of the game, where obviously they knew exactly what was going to happen. I thought the offensive line did a really good job of keeping Jacoby Criswell pretty much in check. They did a really good job on him today, and he moved throughout the pocket. I thought that was a bright spot for our teams, that our offensive line, who last week, especially later on in the second half of that game, could not seem to stop anybody from coming through and hitting Jacoby. I felt like they did a good job of keeping him relatively clean. Till some parts of the second half, felt like they started getting in there, started taking some shots. They surely did. But I did feel like that today was a good day for the offensive line, all things considered. This is a team that, when Mac Brown wants to run the football, and this team wants to run the football, and everybody knows they're going to run the football, but can you get that 1 or 2 yards? This team seemingly has not been able to do that over the last few weeks. Cannot seem to get the yards, or get that, when we're going to run the football, when we're going to run it, how we're going to run it, and we're still going to beat you anyway. This team has not been able to do that. They stopped us on multiple, led to those 4th down, turnovers right there. This is something that we're seeing every single week, and Carolina has to find some type of momentum. The momentum inside of Kenan Stadium is gone. If you were not at the game, I know you saw it. If you paid any attention to the stands on the telecast, you could see it. The fans are not showing up, and that lets us know that this is a regime that the fans are no longer supportive of. And this conversation we'll be having for the next few weeks, but you got to get through Georgia Tech next week. I think Pittsburgh's a good team, dude. I think they're a really good team over there. I think they did a good job playing today. They have an offensive coordinator that I would love for North Carolina to get a hold of. I would love for North Carolina to get a hold of that. If Mac Brown does go, maybe Cade Bell's a guy that we look at. I know he's really young. He's 31, 32. But daggum, I like the way that his offense maneuvered today. That's a good offense, man. He is a bright star. That was a good package, and their quarterback is really good too. So don't get me wrong, North Carolina didn't lose to a team that they shouldn't have lost to. They lost to a good team, a very good team. And I'm proud of them for being competitive in that. But Carolina had chances to go out here and win this football game, and they couldn't do it. They consistently kept having the gaffes. Consistently. And I just don't know if Carolina's going to get that fixed, quite frankly. We'll see. They got Georgia Tech coming in next week. Georgia Tech seems to be kind of down on their luck. We'll see what they do against Duke tonight. But the heart, the passion, the energy, it's got to come. And Carolina can have it at moments. I just don't think it's just not consistent at all. At all. I think this is where we are, man. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, man. It's kind of a rinse and repeat type of conversation that we've been having over the last couple of weeks. It's been like frustrations. Now it's just like, okay, now I know who you are. Like, I know what you are. And like, again, credit. I feel like Carolina started to figure out some things offensively kind of late there. Maybe that carries over to next week. You are 3-3. You still got to win 3 games to win a bowl game, or get to a bowl game. Sorry. Georgia Tech, Virginia, Florida State, Wake Forest, Boston College, NC State. Let me know where you think those 3 wins might come. Or if we're going to get those. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. We got a lot to talk about this week when it comes to football and basketball. But let's get after it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Eagles.
You don't want none.